Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Data Playground, and this video is the continuation of the data frame tutorial, and today we'll be covering some of the advanced topic of the data frames, like using lock and iLock to access the elements, the sorting with the data frames, filtering with the data frames, and group by with the data frame. So without further delay, let's come to my laptop screen and I'll show you all these practically. Hi everyone, today we are going to look on the lock and the iLock method of the data frame, and also on the sorting and group by. Here I've created a data frame for the marks obtained in different exams by a student. So as you can see, the data frame is created here, and lock and iLock basically are the methods in which we can select the data from our data frame. Lock works on the index labels, whereas iLock works on the index numbers. So index labels here, it is exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4 and exam 5, which we have passed while creating the data frame. You can see it here. So using lock and iLock, we can select a row, we can select a particular element. So when we are using lock, we have to pass the index label here. We are passing index label at exam 3, so I should be getting this whole row printed here. As you can see, the whole row is printed here, and the same thing we can achieve using iLock also, but there instead of exam 3 we have to pass the index of the exam 3. Like this exam 1 would be on index 0, 1, 2. So if we pass 2 as the index value, we will get the same result, which I'm doing it here. So I have created a detailed video for the iLock and log. You can check the link in the description and then you can see them. So moving forward, if we have to select all the values from a particular column, we can just pass the column name in the data frame. Like I'm doing it here. It has given me all the marks in the mathematics for all the exams. Now to select the values from the different columns, we can pass the different values as a list in that data frame and we can get it. As you can see, we have got the result here. Now there is a very nice utility called as describe. It basically gives me an overview of the data frame, like what is statistical overview of the data frame, like what is the mean of it, medians and standard deviation, all those things it will give me. You can see it basically describes the whole data frame, the mean of each column, standard deviation, and the minimum value, the maximum value, and the value at the 25%, 50%, 75%, all the values we can. So we can get some insight of our data, what the data frame is containing. This is very useful in case of we want to get the first insight of our data in any problem. Now we can sort our data frame on different columns, either by ascending order or by descending order. So the method for that is dot sort values, the data frame name dot sort values, and the column name we have to pass it here. As you can see, by default is ascending order, so the data frame is sorted on maths by ascending order: 87, 88, 90, 92, 96. Now to sort it in the descending order, we have to pass this key in the same method, ascending equals to false. Now you can see the data frame is sorted in the descending order, 96, 92, 90, 88, 87 and on maths. Now to add all the values along the row in a data frame, what we can do, here we are creating a new column in the data frame, total, and we are just using this method dot sum and axis equals to 1. Axis equals to 1 means row wise it will sum it. That means in a row all the column values it will sum. So here it will sum all the marks obtained by that student in each of the exams. You can see a new column total is added, and it is giving me the summation of all these values. Yeah. To drop a column, we can simply use dot drop method and the column names like this. Inside the square bracket, we have to pass the column name. It will drop that column. As you can see, the total column is dropped. Now very important thing, like to filter the values in a data frame, we can use our lock method to do the filter, and in that lock we can pass different conditions on which we want the filtration. So here what I am doing, I am filtering my data frame on maths, and basically it will print the rows in which the math is having value more than or equal to 90. So you can see it has printed all the rows which is having 90 or more. So to add multiple condition, we can just concatenate that with AND operator. So the same way, dot lock, and inside that different condition concatenated with AND. So here what I am doing, I am trying to return all the rows in which the maths is having more than or equal to 90 and English is having more than or equal to 80. Yep. As you can see, maths 90, 96 and English 81 and 82. It has ignored all other rows. Now another important concept is the group by concept, in which we group a data together based on some value. So here I am creating a data frame which is giving me the corona cases based on the state, city, cases and date. We are doing group by on state and date. Then Jharkhand is having values in two different dates, like on 5th and 4th. So two groups will be created, one Jharkhand with date 5 and these two values would be there, and one Jharkhand with date 4. So this is how the group by will work. The things will become more clear when I will show you the examples. Like here I am trying to group it by the state. When I run it, and the method to do group by is dot group by and simply pass on the column name on which we want to group. Yeah, so as you can see, we are doing a group by on a state. So there are three distinct states here: Bihar, Jharkhand and Karnataka, and the rows which is having Bihar are 3 4 5, Jharkhand 0 1 2 and Karnataka 6 7 8. You can just see it here. And yeah, suppose we are doing a group by on state and date. Okay, then distinct state with distinct date would be grouped together. So when I run this, you can see that as I told already, Jharkhand is having entry in two dates. So Jharkhand with 4 7 is one group, and the value, the respective value is there on the index 2, sorry. And then Jharkhand with date 5 7, it is having values on index 0 and 1. And similarly Karnataka with date as 4 7 is having values on 6 7, and Karnataka with date 5 7 is having value on 8. So this is basically grouping of the unique things together, or grouping of the similar things together. Yeah. So here what I am trying to do is I am trying to group by date. That means it will group the data based on different dates, and then I am printing that date and the data which is coming for that date. For name and group in group by, I am printing the name. Name means it will print that date, and group means the data which is coming under that date. So as you can see, there were 1 2 3 different dates. Four, 5. Okay, sorry. As you can see, there are only 2 different dates. So this is one group, this is another group, and all the data which is there on in this group, it is printed here, and all the data which is there in this group is printed here. And we can do different aggregation functions on the group by, like we can do the summation, we can do the mean, we can do standard deviation, we can do size. Yeah. So what I am trying to do here is I am trying to first, I have the name here is wrong. Group by state. So here I am trying to get the coronavirus cases as per the states. So I have grouped them based on state, and then I am summing the cases in those different categories of groups. You can see the values it has come: Bihar, Jharkhand and Karnataka. Yeah, so that's all in this video. In this video we learned about iLog and log, how do they work. We learned about how to select a column, how to select more than one columns, and the describe method, and the sorting, and summation along the row, and then how to delete a column, how to create a column, and filters based on different conditions, and different group by methods. In the next video we are going to discuss about the joins in pandas data frame, what all joins are there and how we can achieve them. Stay tuned for that. Thank you. Welcome back everyone. So I'm sure that I have given you good knowledge on data frame, and by now you should be able to use data frame in your problem. And with this we come to an end of this video. If you have gained some knowledge, then please like, share and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.